Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us as always is our Worgen Mage Seraphis. Hello, hello.
Our fates are intertwined.
Yes, that's right. Our fates are intertwined as we look out over the sundered landscape of the Darkshore zone in the background there. How awesome does it look? You can see it's kind of late afternoon now at the moment. Once again, playing on an Australasian server, so the in-game time is in fact the same as the real time outside. The outside world, what on earth is that? That's right, much rather be in Azeroth if you ask me. But how cool does it look? Gives you an idea of the scale of the destruction that's happened in the Darkshore zone here. Very, very cool. Anyhow, if you joined us in our last episode, of course, you'll remember that we were doing a bunch of quests and we found our way down there into the Maw of the Void. Let's have a look at that on the main map. It's that big swirling pool in the middle of the zone here, and of course falling through there got ourselves the achievement of falling without dying. I can't remember what it was now. Let's have a look. Going down, fall 65 yards without dying, so it's a nice handy way of getting that. Plus, of course, picking ourselves up quite a cool little quest, the Writings of the Void, and that's because it's on our way to becoming a demon hunter. We fought the demon down there underneath the Void, and what does it say? Bring the writings of the Dark Herald to Ranger Glinda Nelshay at Lord Denell. And of course that's over in our main outpost. But for now, we're collecting corrupted thistlebear guts. And that's for the Buzzbox series of quests. So let's see if we can make our way down safely. I don't particularly want to jump down there. Generally speaking, by the way, here's a handy little hint for you guys. If you're ever wandering around areas like this where it seems like there's nowhere to go, Blizzard tend to put in these little fire posts as kind of an indicator of where to go. It's quite handy actually. So you can see there's one down there, and if we follow that, no doubt we'll probably be able to, yeah, you can see we can actually cross the river there, and there's a ramp up the other side. So if you ever get lost in areas like this, do have a good look out for those little visual clues, I guess, as to where you need to go. Of course, part of the fun of adventuring around Azeroth is doing exploration and discovering new places. And you'll quite often find that there are little clues as to where you can go, where you can explore. Anyway, in the meantime, let's do these corrupted thistle bears and see if we can get their guts, so to speak. Oops, now they do charge us, so we're going to lock them down with a frost nova there. Oh, and it actually killed them. That was good. And there we go, right off the bat, we've got ourselves 4 of 6. Not forgetting, of course, to do our skinning. And if you're wondering how come I skin so quickly, if we go into our general tab here, which is the P button, you'll see I've got, where is it? Here we go, a racial as a Worgen, and it's called Flayer. Skinning will automatically increase by 15 points, so that's actually our skilling profession. Let's have a look at that here. If we go down to skinning, here it is. You can see that we're currently 36 out of 90, so actually we'd only be 21, but that bonus there of 15 because of our racial is adding to that skill, very handy. And of course it allows us to skin faster, which is cool. I don't know if you saw that, but over in the background there I could see that a bear actually took out a little rabbit. So it's quite cool, the ambient critters and wildlife here actually interact with each other and do their own thing even though we're not here. It's very cool. Starting off with a frostbolt there to slow them down, fireball, then a fire blast, and then finishing off with an arcane barrage. Hopefully that will take him out. By the way, excuse me because, oh look, there's a thistle bear cub. That's interesting. Wonder if I can love that. Not sure if that counts, but we're not going to kill the cute little cub. We don't want to do that. Actually, I wonder if we hover over it, does it count? No, so it's not going to count for our quest anyway. As I was saying, yes, excuse me folks, seem to have picked myself up a cold, so that's why I'm sounding a bit snivelly, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. We're up to 5 of 6, and for some reason we're getting a little bit of lag. Maybe Fraps needs to settle itself down. Frostbolt, fireball, and then arcane, fire blast. Finish him off. No corrupted thistlebear guts for us that time. We will certainly skin him though. And you can see what I've done over here, something that I keep saying to others don't forget to do, which is of course I haven't skinned. Whoops. And we can get over to that other one that I haven't skinned as well, but before we do that we'll kill the bear that's wandering around. Finish him off with a Frost Nova. And there's the last of our corrupted thistle bear guts that we've picked up. Skinning, skinning, skinning. You can see that actual buzz box over there, nice and handy. Alright, let's go do that. And by the way, our skinning has increased to level 40, nice and handy too. Alright, there we go. Static proceeds, Whizbang's distorted voice. The results are coming in now. We should have some information about how the bears contracted this in just a moment. And look at that, we're one and a bit bars away from level 16, leveling nice and fast. Cure in the Dark, dusk rats. They've been eating dusk rats. Those little buggers only come from one place, a cave against the cliff face to the east. Find a path up to the northeast and look for an opening under the waterfall. The dusk rats there are either getting into someone's something nasty, or someone's intentionally spreading some kind of agent to what does it say? Some kind of agent through them. In either case, just bring me back several samples. So we need to bring 6 samples of foul ichor. And what do we get ourselves? We get ourselves a chest, which actually loses us an intellect point. So I'm not so sure about that one. And we get a staff, which is agility. So not much there for us, but still items that can be sold, of course. All right, let's have a look on our map where we are headed. It looks like it's up the top of that waterfall up there. There's probably a cave entrance. So what we need to figure out now is how to get up there, actually. So I can see some fire over there, those little sticks I was talking about. We need to figure out how we get across the Cliffspring Falls. Looks like we probably need to wander down there and then back up, perhaps. Anyway, we'll take out these bears along the way, because of course bears equal XP and skinning, which equals money. It's certainly something we want to do. Frost Nova, Fire Blast, and there we go. Skin, skin, skin. And once again, excuse my snivelling. So annoying having a cold. Opening with the Frostbolt, following up with the Fireball, Arcane Barrage, and that actually cleaned them up. Very nice. And I can see a nice mining spot, nice mining node over there, and one over there somewhere as well. Of course, looking at the mini-map for those yellow markers. And look, there we go, there's one of those markers too that I was telling you about, the fire that Blizzard tend to put down. That's probably the path that leads up to the waterfall cave that we've been talking about in the quest. Meantime, let's get ourselves some money, basically. Jolly good. And now let's head up this path to the Cliffspring Falls. We'll follow it along. And I can see there's a corrupted dusk rat there. I'm not sure if we are meant to be killing those or not. Let's try. No. So we go up to the falls. Maybe if we kill them, they'll actually count towards the achievement where we have to kill off the pests. Oh, look at this. We've got a quest here.
Alone be with you.
The corruption source. Oh, Zenn Foulhoof. So basically, whenever you call up a quest that has a named mob that you have to kill, you can see that what they do now. Oops, excuse me. What they do now is actually put a picture of them up there, so it's kind of handy, and it actually has a little flavour text about them there. Patience and virtue only go so far. Some lines must never be crossed, and Zenn has crossed several of them. So basically, he's saying, this quest giver is saying that we basically have to kill him and 8 Vile Grell in Cliffsrping Hollow. And that's probably up in the... There we go, there's a Vile Grell there. So I was going to say they're probably along the way to the cave, and in fact that looks like the cave entrance itself. So once again, opening with the Frostbolt to snare them. Let's follow this one up with an Arcane Barrage and then Arcane Missile. See if we can kill them nice and quickly. There we go. And I don't know if anyone, if you are watching this WoW Let's Play and you haven't played before, you probably haven't seen a Demon Imp model before. Oh, I was going to say let's let him get towards us, but where is he? Oh yeah, there he goes. So you can have a look at him. There we go with his little earrings, long ears. 2 of 8 slain, and oh, how handy, look at that, we've got ourselves a mining node right there, and in fact there's quite a few of them on the map, and look at that, because the mining actually gives us XP, we've leveled to level 16. You can see there we've got a new spell available to us, Blink, new ability. We will definitely make sure that we get that once we get back to base. Let's have a look at the nice view over the waterfall here. Whoa, a long way down. Definitely don't want to fall down there. Unless we land in the water, we would absolutely die. So let's hop into the secret cave here, Cliffsrping Hollow, through the waterfall. Let's see, we've got skeletons. Vile Corruptor, that's something that we definitely want to be killing. We need those for our quest. Called A Cure in the Dark, because that's what we need to get our foul ichor off. But before we go and loot him, let's take out another Vile Grell. And of course, if you've played through this zone of Darkshore in the past before the Cataclysm, you'll know, you'll be very familiar with this cave here. There were lots of quests that sent us in here, and of course that named mob is down the bottom. There we go, we've got some foul ichor. We also picked something up there, we'll check that out in a minute. So it's good that they've kept these classic areas, if you like. Secure Duskrat cage. What's this? Requires Corruptor Master's Key. Not sure what that's about. Let's have a look at this item that we picked up. Any item that you do pick up off a mob that starts a quest has the familiar yellow exclamation mark on it there. Corruptor's Master's Key. This item begins a quest. You just right click on it. There we go. The key appears to be for the animal cages. Well, that would be those there, spread throughout the Cliffsrping Hollow. Thanarian would surely appreciate if you took advantage of the situation to free some of the uncorrupted duskrats and thistle bears that are still being held captive. So he wants us to free 8 of those thistle bears or duskrats from the cages in Cliffsrping Hollow. So it's a nice way of getting extra XP. And of course we have that key. There it is appearing on our quest tracker there, and there we go. They are free to go. You're welcome. And there's some other players. We got a Night Elf Druid there running through with half the instance following him. Whoops. Let's go over here. Oh, whoopsie. Yikes. I think we'll freeze him in place with good old Frost Nova. Do some arcane missiles on him. Fire Blast. And that should finish him off. There we go. Now, I don't think we can skin these guys. No, we can't. Right, here's a uncorrupted thistle bear. Unlocks a Cliffside Hollow animal cage. There we go. So we can click on it and then click on the cage. It's another way of doing it. And more mining nodes and another quest. I can see over there a disgusting workbench. Another quest is showing up. It's probably below us actually. But I just love the caves in WoW. I love being able to explore down into them, find out what's going on. And like I said, as you can see, you can generally pick up extra quests, all sorts of little surprises. Well worth doing so. There we go, taking them out. And of course we are level 16 and they're level 11. So it's no surprise. Hardly fair. Okay, unlocking another creature. 3 of 8. It can be either bears or the duskrats, of course. And just make sure you hover over the actual padlock icon there if you're wondering how come the use button doesn't show up, or rather the use icon doesn't show up. Alright, let's use our Dark Flight ability. Another racial advantage there with the Worgen. Very handy. Oops, I thought I saw a mineral node, and there it is, tucked away, hidden behind the other rock and the cage. Pays to check carefully. Make sure, of course, that you've got your find minerals tagged on your minimap there. Make sure you've got it turned on so that it is finding minerals for you.
That's still recharging.
That's still recharging, and that's interesting. That's a human voice, not the Worgen voice. They do need to sort of sort that out. It's a bit inconsistent. Some of the voices are Worgens, some are humans. Yes. Slipping through the usual standards of Blizz polish there. In fact, I was talking to Screaming Donkey just yesterday when we were talking about the standards of Blizzard polish, and he was saying, you know, Blizzard only have one way of looking at it, and that is, well, hey, this game looks like it's polished and ready for release. All that means is polish, polish, polish some more. And I think that is one of their mottos. They certainly tend to release games that are just absolutely fantastic in terms of quality, QA, all the rest of it. So you're definitely getting what you pay for. There's another Vile Corruptor. We definitely want one of those. You can see that this cave is leading off in all sorts of different directions. There we go, made quick work of him. Let's free another one of these animals here. What are we up to? 7 of 8, so that's the last one of those. Speak to... who do we have to speak to? Where is it? Writings of the Void. Bearer of Good Fortune. Looks like we need to speak to... yeah, that's a hand in back at base. That's nice and handy. Another Vile Grell down. And more mining. This is doing very well, and of course this is pretty normal when you do go into a dungeon area. It should generally have a lot more nodes than are found outside. Of course, a lot of them are heavily farmed by other players as well, though we're quite lucky in this case. Foul Ica, 4 of 6, nearly there. Good old Frostbolt, slow him down, follow up with a Fireball. If the Arcane Missiles proc, we'll use them, otherwise we'll use Fire Blast and Arcane Barrage to knock him off. And you can see there that the Arcane Missiles has proc now, so we can probably open with that. Still have enough time. And of course that's free, that's not costing us any mana, which is great.
I need a target.
And there we go, the Disgusting Workbench quest. There, what is this? Grief, Furrows minion. Okay, so we've got Apothecary Furrows over there, and he's definitely not friendly towards us. So what we probably want to do, I'd say, is we'll lock down this little imp with a frost bolt, and we'll fire off at the main named person there, the Apothecary. And of course we can silence the minion with our counterspell ability there, which is good. And you can see that there's lots of what's that, like a Forsaken Mist once we kill them.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, and my inventory is full. Oh dear, what do we got here? Worn leather boots, which of course we can sell at the vendor, so we probably do want to pick them up. We'll get rid of the dimly glowing eye because it's not worth much. Now that's something that we have to do, is pick up some bags on the auction house. I'll show you how to do that, of course. Here we go. Disgusting Workbench. A crude, hastily assembled apothecary's workbench stands here, heaped with scrawled notes and noxious brews. It looks as though the Forsaken have also been studying Foulhoof's handiwork. You grab the most important looking notes and prepare to smash the laboratory before notifying a tree tender of your discovery. So we have to take that back to Lord Donnell as well.
Inventory is full.
Oh, and of course the inventory is full. Whoops. Alright, what else have we got here? Faintly glowing eyes. Yeah, I think we'll get rid of those. There we go. Let's pick up that quest once again, because of course we get a quest item. And we dispatch with that workbench. There we go. We destroyed all the evidence there. Alright, let's head back out, because we still have to actually get one more Foul Ica. And we're also looking for the named mob, Zenn Foulhoof, who I'd imagine is probably one floor below us. And that's handy. These mobs have respawned, which means we can grab the Foul Ica off them, hopefully. You can see when you hover over there, Foul Ica 5 of 6. Finish him off with an Arcane Barrage. Yep, nice. And of course, I'm also forgetting that we have our sheep ability, our polymorph ability. There we go, that's all done. Hang on, we've run out of room. What's he got? A broken horn.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, our ability to actually polymorph and sheep a mob, which is very handy. And of course, let me show you how that works there. We'll sheep this one so we can There we go, he's sheep, so while he's sheep, of course, he's not going to attack us. We can actually mine this node. Very handy. And then now we can attack him. Let's Frost Nova him. And while he's stuck there, let's throw a Frostbolt at him, and then we'll blast off some arcane missiles. There we go. And of course, if you're ever facing more than one mob at a time, that's a very handy way of controlling one of them. Right, a Vile Corruptor. Familiar sound of the clear cast there, allowing us a free cast.
Inventory is full.
Inventory is full. I wonder if there's anything here. Oh, do you know what we can do? We can actually make ourselves... I think... No, we can't, because we've already got 20. I was going to say we can make ourselves some bandages. What else can we get rid of? Perhaps maybe a chipped bear tooth. Yep, let's get rid of that. There we go. Right, now, another thing you can notice here on the mini-map is this skull, and that's basically a symbol saying that the named person for your quest is up there, so you kind of know where to go. They appear on your mini-map like that. Nice and handy. Get him skipping over here. I wouldn't be skipping and all happy if I was getting magics thrust upon me. Bit of a classic. Alright, let's wind our way up here. I'm imagining is where... Is that him there? There he goes, Zenn Foulhoof. And you can see he's got an exclamation mark on his portrait marker there. So he's definitely the one we want. Let's clear out a bit before we head over there to the named person. Clear casting there, a free shot for us. And took care of them. You can see now we're starting to really come into our own as a mage in terms of being able to blast these guys heavily. Boom, boom, another boom, and then following it up with arcane missiles. Really don't stand a chance. Alright, looks like it's safe. Let's invite this person to a party. Right click and invite.
Inventory is full.
So that means basically that the quest will count for both of us. You can see he's a rogue there. He's sneaking up behind him. So we'll let him take the force of everything and we'll cast from afar.
We need to target something first.
And there we go. All done. One of one. Let's type /thank you.
You have my gratitude.
To thank someone, you just basically target them and either type /thank you, and he's whispered us, or you can just go /ty, which is like basically a thank you. Now we'll just leave the group. Oh, he's already left. There we go. So it looks like we're all done here. We can head back home. I think all of our handins are up in Lordinel, so we've got to find our way out of the cave. Let's use our racial ability, and he whispered us a little thank you there. Thank you very much. See if we can run out of here. Oh, look at that. It's a... Oh, no, this is very special, this one. You can see that the portrait is different than normal. It's a silver portrait, and it's a named mob. That means it's actually a rare. And actually, it's got a lot of hit points, so hopefully we'll actually be able to survive this. So if you ever come across a NPC that does have a silver portrait, that does mean it's rare. And look at that. That means it is going to drop something of value, and you can see here it's dropped a nice green pair of pants. We'll definitely check those out. What's it got? Okay, armor, agility, and stamina. So they're no good for us. Very good for a rogue, for example. And we'll be able to pop them on the AH and make some money. So very handy. It's not often that you do come across them. Now, where is the way out? Can't remember if it's up or down. Oh, there we go. We can see the familiar waterfall in the background there. So that's definitely where we need to head. And look at this. Another mining node. We've been doing very well with these. It's increasing our mining up to 83. Let's have a look at the professions here. Mining is 83 out of 150. Very nice. Alright, how are we off for time? 5 minutes to go in the episode, so we can probably run all the way back to Lordinel. Of course, if we didn't want to run, we could use the Hearthstone. In fact, maybe we will do that, so I can show you how that works, and we'll spend the time in Lordinel, handing in our quests and repairing up. So,
Full.
assuming that you've got your Hearthstone set correctly. Oh, look at that, more money for jam. Loving the
I
mining.
can't carry any more.
Oh no! We're out of luck there. It looks like we're going to have to ditch something. We'll ditch this heavy hammer, take our copper ore. We definitely want to keep that. Another heavy, what's that? A heavy hammer. Yep, we'll get rid of that. Keep the rough stone. Alright, so again, we could of course run all the way back to Lordinel, but what we can do is we can use our Hearthstone, which we set. Oh no, it returns us to the Howling Oak. Actually, that takes us all the way back to Darnassus, so that's definitely not where we want to go. So we'll run back using our Dark Flight ability. Oops, we don't want to jump off the edge of the cliff there though. So following these fire markers once again, nice and handy, subtle little hints that Blizz put down for us. You can see there's all sorts of foul corruption here, and that's actually affecting us. Look at that. So yeah, there's definitely something going on here with all this corruption. Of course, that's what we're investigating in our quest lines. So we can see there some familiar Night Elf buildings over in the background. That's probably where we're headed. Yes, it is. And of course our Dark Flight ability, which has a 2-minute cooldown on it, so we can't spam that all the
spell
time.
isn't ready yet.
Whoops, I clicked on Evocation instead of Frostbolt Bolt, and of course Evocation is the ability that we're going to be using mainly in a lot later levels when we run out of mana. It's a nice mana regen tool there for us with a 4-minute cooldown on it that allows us to quickly regain
Inventory
our
is
mana.
full.
Now, here's a problem. If you are a skinner, you can't skin a corpse unless it's been cleared of all the loot. So let's clear that loot off by taking the chipped claw, and now we can actually skin it. So if you're ever wondering why you can't loot a corpse, it's probably because there is still loot on it. So you definitely need to be able to get rid of that before you can skin. Alright. So here, oh look at that, there's a pathway. Oh, and of course, once again, if you've ever played in Darkshore before the Cataclysm, this path will be very familiar to it, running up and down it many times, back and forth, as you're doing the questing in Darkshore. Safe to say the quests weren't very well organised. They had you running from one end of it to the other, top to bottom. It was very hard going. Hello.
Hello.
And now, of course, that the Cataclysm has struck, they've treated it as an opportunity to make things a lot more streamlined. Thank goodness. And here we go, familiar territory. Bunches of hand-ins for us, and of course we also want to... Oh, what's that? That's a dwarf, a female dwarf rogue running around there. Lots of opportunities for us to gain a new level perhaps here, because there's so many quests. What do we got there? We've got a level 43 Night Elf warrior running around. Hello. Alright, Writings of the Void. We'll see to it that these scrolls make their way to the High Priestess. And look at that, we got ourselves a special... this is the secret special achievement that I was talking about there. Not only did we get 1350 XP, we also got 500 rep with Darnassus, which is fantastic. And that is actually, gee, a bunch of things has happened there. That's actually taken us to Honoured with Darnassus, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But we earned this achievement. Discover the secret buried beneath the Maw of the Void in Darkshore. And that is the achievement that you get by falling into that big hole. So that's a very special one there. So make sure you do that. As we're surrounded by other players here at the moment, which is great. We've got Rallum over there, 14 Night Elf Hunter and a Night Elf Priest. They've challenged each other to, one of them's challenged each other to a duel. That's what that flag is there. So they're doing a friendly fight now. If you ever see that flag drop, you can always right click on somebody and where is it, duel, so you can always test out your abilities, have a bit of a fight. It's always fun. And consensual, of course. Alright, whiz bang, we got your foul ichor, and we've got staff and vest that aren't really going to be of any use to us, so let's choose the most expensive one so we can sell it to a vendor. Very good.
Hello.
Thanarian Tree Tender, 3 quests to hand in here. What do we got there? A staff with intellect, Unfortunately, it's not as good as the staff that we've already got. I don't think. Item level 11. No, it's not. Although it may look cool. Yes, it does look very cool, but it's of no use to us, unfortunately. So let's see what else we've got here. It still is going to give us the most money, though, so we'll definitely take it. Actually, before we do anything more, let's go over and empty our bags.
How are you?
So using good old Sell-O-Matic add-on up the top corner of the vendor window there, that will sell all our grey items for us. Very good. Go back over here to hand in the other couple of quests that we've got. Bearer of Good Fortune, that was the animal cages. So we'll get ourselves a bunch of XP for that. Oh, and look at that, another achievement. Gosh, we're getting all sorts of achievements today. 100 quests completed, and we've actually got ourselves 100 achievement points now as well. So, gosh, we're getting lots of achievements from this particular area. Of course, if you're an achievement hunter like I am, that's all good news. Troubling prescription. This was from the little workbench that we found buried in that cave. So lots of stuff coming out of that cave. So what's he saying here? The Forsaken have been studying Foulhoof's work, hey? Yep, my gut crawls at the thought. What they might have done, were they able to weaponize his corruption? Glad you were here. Alright, that's very good. Lots. Oh, look at that, we're 2 bars away. 2 bars away from leveling, and a whole bunch of new quests have opened up. Let's see if we've got any more that we can do with our mining trainer here. I don't think there's anything we can get. No, we need to get up to 125 mining, and in fact we need to make a whole bunch of stuff here with the forge. Let's make sure we can find the repairs. There we go, armor and shieldsmith. Going to be able to repair our damage. We're going to sell that soulbound staff reward we got from the quest, of course. Same with this one, because we can't sell soulbound things on the auction house. There's those simple breeches of the monkey. We're definitely going to keep those to AH because they're nice. We've also got ourselves a severing axe of the boar. We can pop that on the auction house and sell it. And the rest is sort of materials. And yeah, we need to be able to actually do some smelting now. Let's quickly do that. We've got 43 copper we can smelt, because we need to start also being able to use these copper bars that are being made, because we need to try and find ourselves some silver, because of course the silver is not only going to give us skill ups, but it's also going to be something that we can sell for lots on the auction house. And of course we also want to find ourselves some tin. Hopefully we'll find some out here in this zone, because tin and copper will make bronze, which will also give us a skill up, much needed. Alright, well, I should probably pause the video for a sec while we make these. It's very boring for you, and we'll be right back. And there we go, we're back now, and we got ourselves a whole bunch of them there. What have we got? 20, 40, we've got 49 copper bars. Wow, that's going to be great for skilling up later, or for selling on the AH, of course. Alright, so that's it for us, I think, folks. We've got some mail there. We'll check that out in the next episode. We've got lots of things to sell on the AH. We should probably head over. There we are, a number of players running around. There's a hunter, by the way, Draenei Hunter, who's leveling up over here with their little pet. Hunter's a great class. We've got a lot of stuff to sell on the AH or put in our bags, so we'll probably head over to Darnassus in the very near future, I'd say. And of course, as you can see on the minimap, we've also got a bunch of quests to pick up as well. So lots and lots to do as we continue our journey through Darkshore here, courtesy of the Night Elves on our Worgen Mage. Nearly did it, nearly said it again. And of course, by the way, folks, I've been forgetting to keep reminding you to, of course, log out in an inn if you're playing along at home. If you don't log out at an inn, you won't get rest experience. And and that's another thing we have to do over in Darnassus as well, by the way, is if we have a look down our tree, there we go, blink, see your trainer. We have to go see our trainer because, of course, we leveled up and got ourselves a new skill. So we'll go through that in the next episode. In the meantime, of course, certainly hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you join me in the next episode. Until then, it's me, Sambo, and Seraphis, our Worgen Mage, saying take care, have a great day. We'll see you later, and bye-bye.